Before I start this lesson, I'd like to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rukakwadash, the bond to the apostles, elders, great millstone, who will teach well. Shalom to the 144,000 men that's pushing and believing this word in all true sincerity and sacrificing their lives and wants to do so. Shalom to the men, women, and children that's tuning in and listening. And shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad on all four corners of the earth. The Heavenly Father, named is Yahweh, his only begotten Son, named is Yahweh Shai. The Lord will in this video is edifying, quick and straight to the point. This video right here will be entitled, y'all see black culture, not it, right? And I was meditating on this as well, scrolling on the internet and whatnot. And recently you have seen some very piss poor behavior with Jake. And primarily, not even just the black woman, but Jake as a whole, from all 12 tribes. I've been seeing a lot of, it'd be our own people that doing this folly and whatnot. But, recently, I've seen videos of where, it be our own people saying like, damn, this the black community? This what y'all root for? And guess who's the main individual? Guess who the main individuals that's making the black community look bad? It's the so-called black woman. And not even just that, but everything that's going on. Everybody like to say black culture is where it's at, and it's really not. Black culture breeds death. So, I'm going to go ahead and grab Isaiah chapter 14 real quick. Oh, not 14, Isaiah chapter 1 real quick. Salakia. Oh, shit. Okay, so this is Isaiah chapter 1. And I'll start at verse 4. And Salakia for all the extra noise. This is a walk and talk video, but so this is Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 4. Actually, I'll start at verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel do not know, my people do not consider. And the Lord is ultimately Israelites don't know who their power is. They're ignorant of it, and not even that they're ignorant of it. They choose deliberately not to follow in the laws and statutes and commandments of the Lord and hearken unto the prophets. Verse 4: sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord Yahweh. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They have gone away backward. And this describes how Jake is. Not just the so-called black woman, but Jake man too. They provoke the Holy One of Israel to anger. They go backwards. They don't listen to what the Lord tells us to do and instructs us to do. As it says, a people laden with iniquity. And Jake's so quick to do iniquity. Jake don't think like, maybe if I do this could happen. Jake dive head first into wickedness and iniquity. You see it on a daily basis. You seen recently. I seen this black woman dragging her kid down the street, beating her kid, and now obviously we know Eve ain't in her right state of mind anyway. But this is what we deal with. This is who our people are. And not just that, all these entertainers, these so-called black entertainers, are the main ones pushing all this sodomite activity. And not just sodomite activity, they pushing wickedness on a high vibration. And you see it in your daily day. If you're on the internet, you don't even got to go to Instagram or Snapchat or whatever. You could go on YouTube. You see it, follow you on every social media site. Let me see. Verse 5. Why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick and the whole heart faint. And Jake, all Israelites, primarily the 2/3. Now let me not say all. A lot of Israelites revolt against the Lord by not listening to what he tells us and what he commands us to do. Israel, Northern Kingdom too. Y'all Northern Kingdom gonna get it too. Because Northern Kingdom starting to see that these Edomites do not like y'all. Y'all like to fit in with the Edomites so much, y'all gonna get judgments like the Edomites. But anyway, I'm talking about northern and southern kingdom right now. But all of Israel, well, not all of Israel, let me stop saying that. A vast majority of Israelites aren't listening, and they are the main ones that's being used as, what's that stereotype? You got so many stereotypes out there saying, oh, look at this nigga, look at this monkey, you know? And they always associate somebody stealing with a so-called black man, so-called Indian man, so-called Native American man. You see this on a daily day basis. And at the end of the day, now granted, all 2/3 are going to be judged, but ultimately the elect are going to be saved. And the Lord's going to destroy a lot of these wicked 2/3. So from here, because you got to think, Edom has a part to play in this too. Edom has showed us the way of wickedness. Now, obviously, we could go in the time of Maccabees. Because in the time of Maccabees, Jake was given the license, and go ahead from the king to act and do as however. And then Jake always liked to chase after the heathen. This ain't nothing new. Jake liked to chase after the heathen, act as if they are the heathen. Jake liked to do that. So let me see. This first Maccabees chapter 1, verse 11. In those days were out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go make a covenant with the heathen. And yeah, Jake liked to do that. They still like to do that now. They like to make a covenant with the heathen. They like to act with the heathen. They like to befriend the heathen. Let us make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we've departed from them, we have much sorrow. Yeah, ultimately at the end of the day, with everything that's going on, Salaki out across the street, Salaki. But with everything that's going on, they like to chase after the heathen. They like to behave as a heathen, and they notice that when they get benefits from the heathen, it fulfills their flesh. But when we get benefits of the Lord, it's not always an instant. Oh yeah, we get benefits, and then ultimately at the end of the day, the Lord gives us benefits anyways. But Jake like to think the heathen are the ones running shit and doing things. So therefore, Jake gonna be reminded, like, hey, Jake gonna be reminded, hey, I did all of this for you. The Lord's about to make it known that he done all of this. So, verse 12, so this device pleased them well. And let me see. From here, verse 13, then certain of the people were so froward, which means they were so into it herein, that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinance of the heathen. So yeah, they was given licenses to do this shit. They was given licenses to behave like the heathen. They wanted to do that. And you see a lot of Jake behaving like that now. You got a lot of sellouts among us that like to do what the heathen do. And ultimately, those that are of the tribe of Israel are going to be destroyed for that. So now, really most of the first Maccabees goes into this. I read verse 14 and I'm going to jump. Actually, no, I read verse 14 and 15. Whereupon they built place of exercise at Jerusalem according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief. And yeah, Jake was given to do mischief. What you think they was doing? Eating swine, wearing things they shouldn't be wearing, cutting their hair bald, and ultimately making themselves Hellenized. And you see that today. Jake like to be Hellenized. They don't like to be told what is right and what is wrong. They think what they think is right and what the Lord say is wrong. So from there, I'm gonna jump down. Actually, no, that's pretty much out of that, because this whole First Maccabees goes into it when you do the reading of history. But ultimately, that you see that within Israel. You see a lot of us Israelites that are watching it. A lot of the righteous are watching and seeing that Israel got to be destroyed. The best form of love at this point to show Jake is to put them out their misery. And that's exactly what the Lord's about to do. Because the Lord loved Jake so much, obviously, he got to put them out their misery. And that's the only thing that's the only course of action at this point that the Lord can do. Because the Lord has stretched his hand out. He gave the prophets, he gave Israel the prophets. He gave them time to live. We have a whole grace period. A lot of individuals don't think that right now is a grace period. A lot of individuals think, oh, we're going to do what we want, and when the Lord returns, we're going to be ready. No, y'all not prepared for it. So lastly, I'm going to end off with Jeremiah chapter 6. Let me go ahead and pass these kids real quick. So, pass these kids real quick. So this is Jeremiah chapter 16 chapter 6 and verse 16. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, stand ye in the paths and see and ask. Let me give me a second. Okay, yeah, I'm passing now. All right, so this is Jeremiah chapter 6 and verse 16. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths. Where is the way? Where is the good way, and walk therein, and ye shall find rest for your souls. But they said, we will not walk therein. And yeah, this is what we seeing now. They don't want to walk in the old paths, pursuing the Heavenly Father with all your intentions, pursuing the Heavenly Father daily. They like to give into their wickedness on a whole unprecedented level. And ultimately, at the end of the day, the Lord is about to make it known that since you didn't want to follow me, since you didn't want to make the right choices to serve the Lord, this is what's going to happen. So, yeah, I didn't want to make this video long. Lord willing, this video edifying. Before I close, I'd like to give our praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, the Lord willing, this video edifying, and on to the next one. Shalom.